Hello all, I Scry with Steph here, your Inkblot Oracle. If you're ready to receive a message that is meant for you, that will relate to or pertain to in the next month or two whenever you receive this. What's upcoming? What's in the aura around the next month or two? Timeless in nature, so whenever you are here, gratitude for like, sharing, and subscribing. Let's go. All right, go with number 1. And number 2, and number 3. I will tell you, by the muses of these scrolls, we have the void, dream, and acceptance window. Should the muses or the word mean anything to you or the art stand out, and we've got our cards here ready to go. So I will see you in your choices below. Timestamps. All right. Number 1. We can have lots of fun. All right, that's New Kids on the Block there for you. Here is your scroll that wishes to speak. If you see, sense, or feel anything, feel well to comment below, drop an emoji, whatever feels good to you, as your insights do expand the experience and we all become the oracles and readers and nurturing our interconnected nature. I'm going to dive right in here. Lips and ears. What is that saying? And the lips of a babe to the ears of something or other. Ears and lips, ears and lips. It could also be something about makeup. Because I'm seeing what I think from that commercial, Elf, eyes, lips, face, eyes, lips, face. There is a mousiness here. This mousiness feels... Okay, so this mousiness feels like I can be mousy. You might be like, side, shy, sly even. But there's also something that can fly here. So imagine if you could merge the beauty and benefits of a mouse, or if you're working with mouse energy. It does feel to be sweet in nature, not necessarily a rodent way, but if rodent is what you go to, please follow that first. I'm feeling like this sweetness, like a Minnie Mouse or something along that lines. And if you have a really good ability to maneuver mazes, so maybe over the next month or two, what the next month is going to hold for you is like moving through mind mazes really easily. And you know how when they say like if they're training like mice or rats or anything like that, and they get smarter and smarter and smarter, you smarter and smarter and smarter. The intellect, imagination, and intuition, like everything's fired up here. This is what gets me to fly. I feel like I can fly. I also feel like I am open arms, and if you build it, they will come. Now, the void is our muse, but simply a mirror. It's a gateway. And it's something about the symbol pi and peace, like 3.14 pi. So you might be really good with numbers. Math, again, this maze like feel, figuring something out for yourself, walking through a threshold. The time, been waiting for the time. I feel like the wait is over. You've been training for something. It's like an athlete here. This maze runner feel. Every time I go in, every time I do something, I practice and I make progress. The practice is the progress being lived out in you. It's fascinating. It's quick. And it's almost like I become like there's this wisdom that is here. Feels like a Mandalorian if you ever watched that show. High ethics, high morals, but willing to work maybe in the crevices of things. I want it in corners, crevices, stuff like that. Things that might be missed by others, but they are clues for you. Ooh, I love it. Okay, let's get out your shaman's palm here. Cave of ice, cave of winds. We'll go through them all together. Cave of hearth fires, cave of rivers, a feeling, and the cave of earth, or your traditional pentacles. The holly tree is coming through to support 5, so maybe 5 weeks. and what you can accomplish. What's the time reference? So maybe there's also something here that you're figuring something out mathematically or mindfully, multidimensional mind, about time. Like, what does it say when we mean like 5 minutes, 5 days, 5 weeks, or this should take 5 years? Something about time, to quantum time, even if you want to go there. The holly tree, a great awakening through enlightenment. Evil is warded off by your devotion to good. I don't have my goggles on, so if I squint and have tired eyes, you know why. Ooh, well, the sun's too shiny now, so it is what it is. Okay, so the void, I think I'm leaving the void. If the maze, if I may, feels like a void of something that you've been practicing for progress, calculating each time you do it, even mapping something out. And it can feel like you might have even been or have been isolated in this one construct: personal, professional, corporate, creative, romantic, platonic. And you're ready to cross through the threshold of this, like completing it to your satisfaction. It's like, and then you take something out into the world now. Maybe you've been practicing something in private, working on a skill set, whatever the case is, and it goes from void to vitality. Yes. I have here the 12th house, if that means anything to you, and this is in the cave of winds of the mind. Your faith, hidden tendencies, and large institutions or overwhelming events. I'm going to try this again. No, the sun is still very, very shiny. There's that threshold that you're crossing through. So it's not so much like the bars of the mind, if there's like, 8 of swords or something, if you want to envision or need a visual for that. But being able to go in and out of the tunnel system, Mandalorian style, helpers. There also might be something that you are considering picking up again, or have been quietly, hiddenly, occultly, however you want to call it. That is from, maybe 2 months ago, or a project you're like, oh, I put that down 2 months ago, 2 years, 5, we'll even take in 5 or 12 months. And you can expect that in maybe the next 2 to 5 weeks, it'll be coming back in because it's something you're going to work on over the next 12 months. Fascinating. I love it. I feel like I said that very fascinating. I'm going to give this Inkblot a flip. Just flip the script here of the scroll, and then maybe that's what you're doing as well, is flipping the script. If you build it, they will come. If I didn't say so before, there's something about diamonds here. Now I'm seeing it as the diamond on like traditional playing cards, if that means anything to you. But also a square, like if I was playing cubert or chess or checkers, the checkerboard and the square that you were on and moving to. I feel accomplished. I feel very, very accomplished here. Patty cake, and also something about like shaking hands, but I almost want to say like mirror to mirror. Like shaking hands with the mirror version of me, which is, place yourself in. I, you, we, me. Oh yeah, you were like, if there is some sort of moth energy that's kicking around, and when I say this, I kind of have an E.P. Cray feeling about it. So it is in the third eye space, and in the cave of hearth fires is witch coming through, magic occur. So in the spirit of this, I'm not saying it has to do anything with a moth, but it is something that, like if this, witch energy archetype, apply what it will, it could be your storyline of the heart of hearts through heartbreak, whatever the case is. But here and now, if it was in flight, it would have a sound and might look like a flying moth or bird in the sky. This is being revealed in the heart space, so maybe like hidden heart stuff. And it's like I'm coming out and saying, this is what I want for my life. This is what I'm going to build towards. This is what I want to step towards, practice in, progress towards. And not because you are, in the space of not enough or not becoming enough, but because it's what you choose, and it's what ignites you. It's what excites you. And most importantly, it's what your heart is devoted to. Because whatever you have devote yourself to, I feel like is very, very meaningful, and that is divine. And I'm not trying to be woo-woo or cheesy about it. It's like your divinity devotion. And you have chosen to be in some way, shape, or form working with the maze, the blindness that I may at this moment feel was in the void space. But you used it to the best of your opportunity. And that makes the void so happy. The void so happy. Because maybe it was a curse upon your family, your lineage, a stroke of bad luck, this, that, or the other. And you have absolutely your faith in your own divinity. You may apply it to an external God, goddess, deity, etc. But your own divinity reflected back to you. Holly tree, your great awakening. What are you going to do with it? The awakening is just like coming out of having 24 hours of silence for the ears, 24 hours of no talking. Maybe, when people do those retreats, 24 hours of not seeing. So when you take off that blindfold or you wake up from your sleep, your slumber, maybe you have a dream that just pow, and you open your eyes and see the color of this world. Gorgeous. Anywho, so if there is anything, now I don't want to poo-poo negativity or something negative, because even if it was regarded as negative, it was for your own good. It was for your benefit, because that's your divine understanding. Didn't say you like it. Didn't say it was easy. But somewhere along the lines, your faith unwavered that this was for your betterment. And that is essentially some wise wisdom from beyond the surface ways that you have been utilizing. So if there's anything that was pressing on your third eye space, or a shadow like a Band-Aid over it, if you were healing from something, you healed. You covered that sore, access to it from someone or something else. Let's take a look in the Cave of Rivers. Perfect. Envy, protection, the evil eye. And there's the eye right in here. If I could press, see if these two eyes were looking up, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Because in the Cave of Rivers, this is how I'm feeling. Are you kidding me? Maybe it relates to a story or a curse. Yada, yada, yada. Our pie, the never-ending, never-endingness of something. But it is in the 12th house, which tells me there is an ending to something. But you're filling that ending with a beginning. Because that's what you have transmuted. Oh my God, I feel very strongly about this. And I can get very handsy. Ugh. When you're kind of really excited with somebody, on a team, or you're working with a partner, and you're just it's this aggressive happiness. That's how I'm feeling right now. Yeah, let's do this. But it doesn't mean that when you're not feeling invigorated like that it's not working. It's just in this moment, that's how it feels. Yeah. And any sort of with this scroll with the scrunchy eyes, if I could plop it in there, it's are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Maybe there's been things. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Now, if there is in any way, shape, or form a reason why somebody would send you an evil eye, or a curse, whatever their case is, what are the other words on here? Envy, but you have protection from the envy. But here's also the thing. There's a contact lens over that evil eye that they're sending you, and it's skewed for them to see it only the way because you're doing it. You're working through the maze. It's if you've ever seen the Maze Runner shows, for one reason or another, that's how it's coming in. And it's but the one guy that comes in, he is willing to, yeah, I understand you've made harmony here for the best of shitty circumstances, excuse my language, but there's that one guy that just is and it's not to challenge what everyone else has accepted. It is because that's nobody, or at least to that time, it's when somebody can say, well, it's all your fault. Well, maybe it is or isn't, but can you help me understand it? Because there's just a blanket saying something or a statement isn't always. It's not a conversation. It's not helping. It's dictating. It's telling. So you are the understanding. Love that. So there's a contact over that third eye if they might be projecting out to you. And I got to say with the witch here as well, in the Cave of Hearth Fires, yeah, it hurts. Maybe it was a friend. Maybe it was a family member. Maybe it was you in the mirror, contact lens, and that it was like one of those funny mirrors. I want to come back to the holly tree, which the holly tree is also, whether it's for good or evil, because Hollywood, the holly tree, like it does have, it's what, if I recall, magic wands were originally made out of and, wielded out of a great awakening through enlightenment. That's you. That's good. Maybe causes some envy. Psst. If you weren't doing and being all that you are in your devotion, because I don't think it's about what you're doing, like whether it's a job, career, money, we can apply all the measurements, but it's not about what you're doing, it's how you're doing it. It's your devotion, because your divinity just shines through, and that includes your demons, that includes your shadows, that includes your psychology, it includes all of it. And damn it, that's going to make people feel away. I feel like I'm swearing a lot and cussing a lot, but it is what it is. This is the energy of the moment. So good for you. Good for you. It's like I want to be a cheerleader. Did you ever watch Bring It On? That's all right. That's okay. Anyway, Cave of Earth fires. Cave of Earth. Unfolding surprise envelope. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, could be that postman down there handing you something when I saw it earlier. Your understanding is unfolding, and you can expect that by claiming it and also noticing our own contact lenses that we have on when we look at certain people, places, or things or jobs. And his, optimism and positivity has its place, but we may have a hidden tendency somewhere in here to self-saboteur or allow ourselves to be sabotaged as a reason to be like, you know what I mean? Again, nah, larger institutions or overwhelming events. Is it overwhelming of the mind? And sometimes you know when to cut it off. Cut it out. People, places, or things. I want to say personalizing it first and foremost, including ourselves. Including just talking to ourselves in the mirror, the way we talk to ourselves in our thoughts and our mind. If the rest of the world, if we must make an enemy out of anyone or anything to empower us and polarize us, to play in the paradox of all of this, if we must have an enemy or a frenemy, don't let it be you of your own self unto yourself. If there's going to be one kind person, one caring person, cheerleader, but is on your side, always, indefinitely, you set that tone. You be that for you first. I, you, we, me, of course. I remind myself all the time. Don't be shitty to yourself. I'm so cussy here. Sorry, not sorry. There's power there sometimes. Caffeine and cussing. This is what it feels like. And I'm like, you know what? I will not be crappy to myself. I will not. Devoted to that. And it's not about being optimistic to the point of like being ignorant or delusional. This is just in all of those things that are going out in the world. When I talk to myself in the mirror, when I talk to myself, go through things, I'm always on team Steph, team you, team I, you, we, me. It's awesome. Really hope I'm doing you some justice here, because it's pretty pimp. Pretty. So get ready for that to unfold. Let's add one last card, and then I will let you go. If you're heading on over to number 2 or to number 3 or a 312 or a 13. Change. Oh my gosh. Optimism and witch. Well, we've had witch here twice. Witch. Maybe you are a witch. Maybe you're working in your witchy ways. Maybe this is part of the I'll take one more. Part of your hidden teachings and archetype energy coming forward to support you. Okay, apparently we're taking 2 more. Wise guy and important. You are important. Place yourself first. It's not selfish. Because I think you are learning to change your ways about maybe prioritizing your priorities. Your priorities. There's an important invitation, important message, surprise coming through to you. I do feel like it's from spirit, but it'll travel through your preferred channel of a person if there's somebody that you wish to receive it from or you prefer. Like I know for me, I'm very open and communicative in spirit guides to say, these are my current trusted sources that I will receive messages from. It's not just willy-nilly out in the world for me. Other people are very open to that, and that's amazing. For me, I'm like super specific. That's just my way. Wise guy, eh? Wise guy. But you're backed. And I mean that in a really good way. So you are turning, we've had optimism here, change, and fly. This witch is sitting, this witch is flying. And we talked about that from the OG side of the scroll. Completely different points of view. Also, some of you might be astral traveling at night. Okay, I'm going to leave it here. I hope to serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. I will see you on your other choices. And until next time, so much love. Bye. Number 2, the scroll is for you. Let's go. Your muse is dream. Dream. Dream, dream, dream. If anything stands out to you, you know the drill. Please feel well to comment below as your insights to expand the experience so we all become the readers, seers, oracles, and we nurture our individual to interconnected nature. But you can also say screw it, drop an emoji, give a girl a like. I'm very feisty today. Really not, but for online staff, we all need to be, to some degree, or at least I shouldn't say we all need to be. I try to be a more PG version of myself. I can't be held back today. So what's coming through for you in the next few months, or at least the next month? What do you need to hear? Dream. I'm seeing like, I don't know. That's okay. But if we don't know, are we still pressurizing ourselves to know, to find something, to be something, or whatever the case is? Can we be in I don't know and not know and allow space for something, someone, an idea to possibly come through, or not have to have anything come through, but rest? There's something about that here that's so, so beautiful. There is 2 things coming through. So I want to say 2 children or 2 smaller spirits. So you might maybe work with fae or gnomes, etc. Any sort of lore like that, where they would be smaller creatures in relation to their size and scope that we know them to be. So there's at least 2 of them. Yeah, there's at least 2 of them. Okay, so I'm seeing lots of white feathers here. You might work with white feathers, know what white feathers means. Please follow that. I'm also seeing a Wi-Fi modem. So there could be something about that in your connectivity and signaling. Yeah, signaling. Something about the waves of things. So maybe you're used to things coming in waves. Maybe you prefer the waves. I'm seeing it as a waterbed. So however that might relate to you, please enjoy that feeling or sensation. There's hippopotamuses having a conversation. They're happy hippos. They're not scary hippos. I know they can be scary, but here and now they're happy hippos. And they're just having a conversation. I feel like I talk to my spirit guide here a lot. So there might be over the next month or 2, you could be speaking more with your spirit guide, your spirit team, possibly with two new ones coming in to add to the team. I'm going to flip this sideways as it keeps coming in because the story's there. Something about diving board. I feel like my shadow is like, well, it is. Shadow stuff is always here with us. Did I say diving board? Yeah, something about a diving board. I feel like you're a deep thinker. Don't overthink. Deep thinking and overthinking are not the same thing. Something about Pisces or 2 fishes. I'm also seeing piranhas. I also seeing if somebody is going to visit a graveyard or a gravestone of a loved one, please know that they are going to be actually going with you there. They are not there all the time indefinitely, but when you go there, they go there. And it actually it's almost like it's like a family gathering. Like there's other energies in graveyard at the graveyard cemetery, and it's quite festive, if I may, even if you're just going there to have a coffee, or you're just going there, pop by to say hi or change out flowers, or I don't know what it is, but when you go there, they go there, and it feels fun. Your spirit guide team again keeps coming through very strongly. I see myself canoeing or on a rowboat. There's piranha. A little bit of fear I feel like I'm working through here, because I'm seeing with the piranha, I'm in Cape Fear, if you've ever seen that movie. So you might be moving through some fears here. So you know what? They're like a frequency of fear. Now I face it. I feel like I just walked through spider webs. But wherever this is, and you might want to watch one, if in regards to the void, and turning that into vitality, or maybe you've come from here, or come from one, and now you're in number 2 here. And it's like it was all a dream, but it wasn't a dream, but you are the dreamer being dreamed type thing. And whatever this Cape Fear is, how do I want to lean into that? Because it's a funny fear. It's almost like a fussiness. And maybe I'm turning the fussiness into fear, or I'm just like, oh, that's fussy. I don't like it. So I'm not going to go over there. No, my spirit guides are back in. Your spirit guides come back in, these two, because wherever you're going, it's just so unknown to you in some scope of some realm of however and whatever it is that you're doing or considering over the next month or two. It's like you're going farther. If as an example, you meditate, but you're going to take your meditation, I don't even know when I would say next level, but next level. There's a certain amount of trust here that I feels like I've never trusted so blindly. And maybe that's part of this fear. Maybe that's what it's about. I feel more blind than fearful. I do feel like I'm relinquishing control, and yet at the same time, I get to contribute a lot more. Well, that's a curious sensation. There's something about your guides that want you to trust, and maybe you haven't. This is like the next level, if I may. I really don't know what that means, but maybe it's not about me knowing it. I don't want to try and make it fit, but you know what that means if it's for you. Release it if you're like, no, that's not for me. Okay, let's check in the Cave of Ice. The Oak Tree, Strength, card 6. Strength grows through time, bringing the reward of honesty, living up to your great expectations. Oh, honestly. Sorry if I butchered that on your behalf. Strength grows through time, bringing the reward of honestly living up to your great expectations. So maybe the story Great Expectations. I also want to know in the oak tree. So tie a yellow ribbon round the old oak tree. If you have buried somebody and there's a tree around them, or maybe you put their ashes around a tree, most likely they are so very much around you when you visit that tree. They go with you. I don't know. I like this tree. The oak tree, reward of your great expectations. Maybe you've read the book, watched the movie, whatever the case is, maybe a love story. Thank you. So in this, I don't know. When I come into the Cave of Winds, it's Uranus, an unusual example of a different way of looking at and an unexpected change. This is all like that unknown feel, the Cape Fear. It's so unknown. But however, whatever you're working to even get, maybe it's a new job and you're like, I so don't know how to do this. This is what life is about, is learning the experience, having the experience. And whatever you have done, let's put it in the mystical realm for simplicity's sake, and probably our common ground is that maybe however you're working in that nature, you've reached a point where no book, no tape, nothing is telling you anymore. You're literally led by spirit. You're led by synchronicities, and it's like pieced all over the place. And it might be frightening not to have a guidebook, not to have a how-to. Inspiring, yes. I'm not saying that they maybe you'll be led to a book, but it's kind of like you've done a chapter, you put the book down. It's like, well, now what do I do? Dream. Take some time to think about that. Dream about that. That's how I'm feeling here. Your message is take some time to feel what you would want. Because there's something unusual, different, and unexpected here. Maybe you think differently. You feel differently. And your ability to pivot. I'm going to use I think the term I just heard was, primordial. That's what I heard. I, as Steph, was, for one reason or another, having this conversation all in that second about, what did I say, primordial? And I'm like, oh, you mean primal? It's like, no, I said primordial. I'm like, but is that like in the primal state, like our primal beingness? It's like, no, I said primordial. So primordial. I'm gonna get out of the way of that. Expect change from I don't know to a knowing, or a change of state in the I don't know-ness, which could be acceptance. It's like, oh, it's just nice not to know. Whew. What are we doing on vacation? I don't know. We're just going to go and relax. We're going to get there. Wow. There's a lot of space here. I'm not going to lie. It can be also a little overwhelming. We've got the fears here. We saw them earlier. But you've also got strength here twice with the oak tree and then with the lion. And this is in the cave of hearth fires of success. Like, is that Mufasa? Please. Like, could have been a father that passed, or grandfather as well. Somebody that you leaned on, felt very strong and safe with. Please know they're still with you in the heart of hearts, really, wherever you may go. Okay, so I don't know if they're apples. No, they're pears. Something about pears. If this symbol pears mean anything to you. There's a happy conversation here. I'm hearing it more along the lines of Mary Poppins, I love to laugh. Merrily, loud and clear. What is happening? Is that a floof? I got a little piece of dust fall down. Something about batting an eyelash. Hamsters. Heart of hearts in that lion. What's in the cave of rivers? News and messages. Okay. Little birdie chirps. And then we have here pregnant fears, rabbit in the cave of earth. And we talked about these fears. Did we also talk about feathers as well? I can't remember. But I'm going to say we did. But if I didn't, I'm going to say it now in reference that I wanted to say it before. About those feathers. And it's like snowing feathers of my fears. And I'm like, how can I be afraid of this? Still piranhas comes up even though I said that. Now, but it's in a different landscape of the water. This might be another emotional level. Maybe you're going to move in with somebody. Maybe you're taking the next step in relation to trusting yourself or trusting the divine, whatever the case is. It's like next level, moving in together, marriage, whatever the case is, new job. That's how this feels. There's unknown. This is unknown. What's happening in your next month to 2 months? Unknown. And that's probably not helpful. But if you're still here in this, I will acknowledge it's not about it being a mystery. This feels restful. This feels like I just want time to dream. I want time to sit with my animals and pet them, maybe even working on projects or just, driven. And you've been strong and strong. You've been moving through grief and gratitude. And maybe you've just been through the ringer and you're like, you know what? I don't know, and it's okay. I don't need to have it figured out today. I don't know, and it's okay. I don't need it figured out today. Because this spoken allows space for those spirit guides to come in. 2. At least 2. And when you're busy or doing at work, the dishes, whatever it is, and it's just kind of like, I feel like this feeling of like, yeah, I don't need to figure it out today, so I'm good. And no word of a lie, this is how I saw it. It's like, say I'm doing something, and then you get like, huh? Oh? Is that from Tim the Toolman Taylor? Hilarious. It's like you hear the spark of spirit. Maybe they say your name. Maybe you hear a favorite song. But it's definitely I'm doing because I've just... And that feels very opening. And I want this all to know that while I'm in the unknown, and I've surrendered to it somehow here with you, a dream is being dreamt up. You were the dreamer dreamed. And I love to laugh. Take the pressure off. Enjoy the rewards. Enjoy the rewards. Okay. I'm adding on a few cards, and then I will let you go if you're going to be wandering on over. Sorry. To number 3 or back to number 1. Something about an ant or an auntie. Lots of fruit here. I feel like there's lots of fruit. I just want to acknowledge again for what it's worth. Yes, you're strong for what you've been through. Covenant, sacred contract. Number 7. So maybe within 7 days to 7 weeks. This is what I think. I feel like you're like not signing anything at this moment. You're going to wait. Let me think about that. Let me have my people look over something. Even if it's a spiritual contact or contact or contract. You know? Yeah. Okay. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. Da-na-na-na-na-na. In the hand, the universe is your partner. It's not unusual. I'm probably butchering that song. Is it Tom? I could be wrong. Yeah. You might have different dreams in your family. You might have different wants, needs, and desires. Maybe your kids are going back to school. Empty nest. Pick a change or transition. It's like, who am I? Who am I today? Who am I in the next, in the way, what's your 5-year plan? I don't know, but I want to think about that. It's not about just foregoing it and just being like, oh, I don't know. No, this is like, oh, I don't know. I'm going to think about that. I'm going to dream about it. I'm going to feel it out. I'm not going to constipate myself. Next phase. Yeah, benefactor, grace and generosity. Whoever these grandparents are or parents in spirit, there's somebody that feel safe. Safe. And I'm not talking about people that maybe had a position as a parent and then they shit the bed. I mean, these people, whoever this is for you, inherently, just by being them, made you feel safe, loved, cared for. Now, while they are in the afterlife here, and please don't, that's probably the two of them. I was seeing the grandfather first. It's like the father figure, step forward first, but the two of them there. We miss gabbing and chatting. Yeah, I did see those feathers here. I see them now. Something about piggy banks. You might be getting inheritance. You might be a benefactor for somebody or receiving a generous gift. This feels closer in like 3 days, 3 weeks, up into 3 months. Cave of Rivers. Something about taking a walk in like the moonlight or something like that. Or maybe it's a moon bath. Lay of the land, ancestral wisdom, and that comes in with the messages. Yeah, you're going to be like doing your thing, and then you're going to hear. Shoulder shrugs. Give a hug, get a hug. Last but not least, deep diver, diving into a task. This is that Cape Fear thing. You know, there's piranhas in the water. Don't go in the water. Da, da, da. I'm not saying actually jump in physical water. That's dangerous. This, out of the other. Metaphysical, of course. And you're like, no. When you decide what your dream is, what you dare to dream and what that dream is. When you decide, and you're like, okay, I'm ready. Or what is readiness, really, to be honest with you? But you get the lay of the land, you know, with the ancestral wisdom here. That's why that diving board was there. I'll show you how I'm seeing that when I saw the diving board up here. And now imagine with the lay of the land, ancestral wisdom up at the top, and then taking the leap like a diving board, and then diving into the water. But everyone's like, the floor is lava, the floor is lava. And you're like, it's not lava, but thank you. Maybe it is for them because you're outside of the norm. You're different, you're unusual. That's okay. It's just okay. But once you decide and you receive like a download, because there's this something that's just, once you receive the download, the message, it's not about not knowing or having no fear, have no fear with diving into the task. Because you know you're doing it with the support and success of your spirit team. That strength is obviously here a few times. And these ancestors are here. And I think you might surprise yourself. And I think you might surprise yourself. And that's kind of fun. Yeah, I think it's kind of fun. Thank you, number 2, for dreaming. Dream big. Be big. All that kind of good stuff. Thank you so much. I'm going to head on over to number 3. Please do like, share, subscribe. And I will see you again soon. So much love. Bye. Number 3, let's go. The scroll wishes to speak. All right, you have acceptance window as our muse, but whatever shapes or symbols you see, sense, or feel are more important than my yammerings. Please feel well to comment, nurture interconnected nature, drop an emoji, all that kind of good stuff. Big breaths here. That's what I want to say for you. What's coming? What's coming in the next few months? I'm going to say like 1 to 2 months, but 6 to 8 weeks, give or take, whatever feels good for you. Yeah. So I heard the song, I think it's from Greece. It's electrifying. Better shape up. Da 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 da. Something like, to my heart I must be true. Better shape up. That's my chair. I didn't do. I'm in a very fun, feisty mood today, so there we go. Spirit smudges on the window. Something about outside of the house, inside of the house, outside of the house. You might be doing like a salt thing, or maybe you're sweeping. Yeah, inside, outside. Something about the thresholds of the doors and windows. Maybe just washing the windows as well. A little bit of smudgies. Strawberries, if that symbol means anything to you. Thunder, power. Power drill. Quite specifically, power drill. Somebody might be a carpenter, learning to be a carpenter, or do it yourself, or fix it yourself, renovating, redecorating. I like that. I like that feel. Something about opening a box. Did you ever play hopscotch as a kid? Something about hopscotch. Okay, I'm getting ready to take off here. So whatever you guys got working on here is something's getting ready to take off. I really can't say anything about it. I feel like it's just that matter of fact. Something is getting ready to take off. You might have like traditionally used to working with like a screwdriver, and now it's going to a power drill. Like that's the best example I can kind of conjure in my mind. Cave of ice. Oh, there you go. Cave of winds. We'll get to this poem in a second. Cave of hearth fires. Cave of rivers. Cave of earth. Let's go in, because there's something clearly here. I have a feeling your message is going to be shorter, sweeter, but like pop off, pungent, protruding, like just, I don't know. This acceptance window is what it is. Good, bad, or ugly. Something's getting ready to pop off. Accept it. It's here. It's now. Mind-blowing. Whatever it is that you've wanted, like, receive it. It is. Accept it. You're awesome. You're awesome. Accept it. That person, place, or thing sucks. Accept it. But it's awesome because you've accepted it, so you can move on to awesome. Like, this is how this feels. Okay. So in the cave of ice, we have 16, the pomegranate tree, wealth. I don't have my goggles on, so I'm going to have to squint. Complete harmony and the oneness of the universe attracts love and romance, family, and acquaintances. Awesome. Awesome sauce. You better shape up. Because if somebody doesn't shape up, including ourselves, always personalizing it first, I, you, we, me, I'm going to shape up, whatever that means. I'm going to accept it. I need to lose 5 pounds. The why is more important, because if it's in comparison to the measurements or the caliber of the world and society, you do you. If that's important to you, you do you. But if it's my joints are hurting, I want to lose 5, 10, or I want to strengthen, yada, 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 or I want, whatever the case is. It doesn't have to be alone with the body, but here it feels like the wealth and health of the body. And you just accept it. Like, you know what? For 20 minutes a day, I'm going for a walk. Yep. There's an ironic non-emotion, a non-emotion. I see the ocean over there, but it feels calm. And I think that's the thing. It just is. And I'm like, I'm ready to just accept it and embrace. This person is good to me. I accept that. I appreciate that. And I ensure they know this person is not good to me. I accept that. I don't like it. And I'm moving on. It kind of has this feel about it. And I'm here for it because I'm quite appreciating it. And then it's like folding it up. If these were all like the fold lines, putting something in a box and be like, okay, maybe go and bury something or return something, return to sender, whatever the case is. I'm also going to say here, may you, over the next month or so, accept wealth in whatever wonderful ways it may want to reach you. That's not to imply you don't have wealth now. This is an attraction, a magnetism of those things that are wealth. So maybe by looking around and be like, I'm really wealthy in socks. Amazing. But it opens the door to other wonderments of where success and wealth may come in for you. It's like, wow, I am wealthy in bad ideas. I don't know. There's the example. You're like, okay, but ideas. Okay, so let's, smudge the window here of bad idea and just, but ideas. And you have the bravery to pursue them or to try them. Not a lot of people have that. So you're like, yeah, there's wealth here. Pomegranate seeds as well, that might have meaning to you. Romance, family, and acquaintances. If it's in relation to company and people, the wealth of that. And a love story about that. If you're here in number 3, it feels like attraction and acceptance and accepting what we attract. Personal accountability, I first, and then looking out. Because all of those other people, places, or things, or jobs, and the things, right, are from us first. Cancer, your feelings in the cave of winds. This is in the mind, even though it's a lot of feelings in the mind. Your feelings and attitudes from the past about and using your intuition. Maybe you've been a little bit of crab, a little crabby. Maybe sometimes I, you, we, me, or they, them. All the versions of existences. Been a little pinchy. You know when somebody pinches to get your attention? Rude. And do we accept the pinches? Are we attracting the pinches? There is so much like here. And the pains. And I'm not talking about pain. Well, a pinch can cause pain, depending if you bruise easy too. But the pains of a window of acceptance. Here, there's 6. 7 is the one big one. But then we could go 8. Like, your perception is wealthy. And there's also something in the conduit. No, there's an I in there. Yeah, total rock star vibes. Attitudes, attraction, and acceptance. Maybe there's something about AA in this spirit of as well, if there's an addictive attribute or line of thought that we're continuously on. Okay, because some things like pinching, and sometimes pinching can be good. Like if you pinch a hose in the right spot to stop the flow so you can take care of other things and let it flow again. But there might be some pinches along the lines. In the cave of hearth fires is freedom, action. So I'm just going to note, because it came up quickly, compassion, that if there's any sort of addiction, and I think it might actually be like narcotic oriented versus AA, but in the spirit of horse and the drug that it may represent. And please know that that's being felt and honored because you've accepted something and what you're attracting. And it feels all sorts of amazing accountability here. And I mean like amazing because I'm like, I am here. Yeah, I feel very Cancer. I feel in my head, I get it. I get something and you get it. And this just like wealth, man. This is, when people say like healthy, wealthy, and wise? Yes. People can say that, but you know what it means. Like you can feel it. And that's what attracts more. Healthy, yes. Wealthy, yes. Wise, yes. And there's this freedom, I think, that you haven't felt for some time. And here it is. Will this be the time? Do you want to open the window of that and let the breeze in? I'm just very extra animated today, so it is what it is. Opening this window, this acceptance windows of whatever this is. Freedom, though. Action. Movie stuff I just saw. Action. You're on. Life. Day one. Doesn't matter if you're 72 years old, 44, 39, 23, 14. Action. This moment, right now. Action. You're on. Back to the window opening of acceptance. It's like being near the ocean. And maybe in the cave of rivers, a feeling, maybe you want to feel like you're near the ocean. You want to eat fine lobsters and crab and seafood. Okay. Action. How do we want to start accepting that you want the finer things in life? How do we start embodying and infusing your actions to follow up with that? I'm not saying I barely can come up with examples most of the time, given how abstract my sessions are. But here and now, I have full faith in your feelings and your knowings about how you're going to move forward, even when you're, I don't know. See number 2, if you're in the I don't know. That's cool, because that's an amazing acceptance, and it has amazing space, and it's quality, and you're all about the quality here. So I opened this window and I could smell the ocean breeze. Gorgeous. I want to know for somebody here specifically, if this message is for one, thank you for holding space. There is somebody that has transitioned. They have passed from a distance, and it's like you can call out to them, but you know they're on their own journey now of their life. It's like they've moved away and they're no longer here. You can't reach them by phone. But please know that they see with you the sunrise and the sunset. It's quite powerful and profound here, accepting that they're gone, but they've really just transformed. And yes, they may be at a distance from what we understand distance to be. But I watch the sunrise and the sunset, because you are the sunrise and sunset to this person. You are. So rise up out of bed. Action. What do we want this day to be about? And if we stub a toe at 6 a.m. and start the day off, that stubbing of the toe does not dictate the day. Absolutely not. But it might get us to pay attention. Last but not least, Cave of Earth. We have here Gazelle with change and purity. I think for some you're changing directions and you're accepting that. I'm hearing I want more. More, more, more. Okay. Window of opportunities. Take them or leave them. You literally get to decide. Here's a wizard here. He's pointing up like that. Tuning forks. ET phone home is here. There's a little baby skunk. Good boundaries. This is how I actually heard this very specifically. And maybe this message is from somebody in spirit that you would. Good boundaries, baby. Have good boundaries. That's exactly how I heard it. That's wealthy boundaries. Healthy, wealthy, and wise. Damn. There's something about however you have this wealth, grace. You got grace. No one's going to be able to accuse you of whatever they may conjure in their head to be able to project out. And even if they do, it's very known that it's just okay, you're jelly jubes. And that's fine. But you've got grace with this. And something about traveling by land and sea And even if it's not by sea, in ship or boat or cruise, as for some it may be, but you'll be flying over, but the water will be your view. Yeah, more horsepower, more horsepower. All right, let's add on a few tarot cards and then I'll let you go. 9 of Cups. Swimming in gold frequencies. I am ridiculous today. And it's awesome. I don't know what those words say. Let me see if I can. They are standing out to me and they normally don't. Princess, something or other, at planet Zorbex takes a relaxing dip in pure molten gold and thinks about her victory over the Knights of Karen Drew. I think victory came up somewhere too, but I couldn't tell you at this point in time if it's 1 or 2. Gold, baby. Gold. Cave of Winds. Emperor, a power like unto a god. Good grace. People are going to want to be in your good graces, but that doesn't mean they're good for you just because they want to be in your good graces. Now, there's also something to know that there's strategy about that. And as long as you're aware, because you got acceptance, attraction, and all that kind of good stuff. I can't remember the other one. The AAA, attraction, acceptance, and attitudes. As long as you're aware, it'd be like being at the horse races. And if there's anything that is dominating the mind, just know what it is. Take the time. 7 of Pentacles in the Cave of Hearthfires, along with the horse here of Action Pact. Oh, you've got a fleet. Many cars, many horses. Now, it might not actually be cars. Maybe it's just many horsepowers. But this is in your heart horse. So this is heart horsepower. There are probably up to like 7 key areas. Like if you could apply a chakra and apply a person or a category. Love, career, romance. So when I say love, I'm going to put that being like that's like running through all of them. What I want to say is like romance, personal, professional, friendships, this, that, or the other, jobs, careers, food, travel. Like if you personally, not to what maybe out there in the world of the worlds, not poo-pooing the books, but for you, it's like my root chakra feels like food and my sacral chakra feels like vacation. You know, you've got choices. Freedom. You might also be retiring. Justice coming in the Cave of Rivers with the ocean, distance at a journey from a distance. The planet of swords and scales. Sometimes things don't come with you. And you can feel away. People don't come with you when you succeed. Or whatever success is, that means, you know, and they say, well, not everyone's going to come with you. Okay. But I want to apply it for a personal space here in the Cave of Rivers of how I'm feeling. That you and me needed to accept something about myself and be like, I was really feeling away. You know, it's like an admittance somewhere that's like layered. But you did that. You did that. And I mean that in a good way, because that's actually what brings about justice for you. To accept and attract whatever feels wealthy in whatever area and wonderment. I'm not going to lie. I feel like I don't know where you are and who you are right now. But if I was like in your zone of circles, you're like a 7th wonder of the world or the 7th wonder of the world. It's like, what a turnaround. And not because it wasn't great before. it's just like you accepted justice for yourself, unto yourself, not needing anything from anyone outside of you. And I'm not trying to say that we're shut off or closed off. This just feels like, again, I don't know, acceptance. There it is. And I'm obviously not doing you any sort of justice in the grace of how you're going about this. But please do and maintain your state of grace. 10 of Cups. 9 of Cups, 10 of Cups. But I want to note, you've had to make choices along the way. You've had to be up against the Power Rangers of pinches and punches, navigating, dodging, all inside first, of course, right? If there's any people, places, or things outside of us, it's been us first. Anyway, you get the whole gist. 10 of Cups. You change it. Change it. Yeah, you got the 9 of Swords here that was on the bottom. But you took the elevator. Where were we talking? Oh, it was up here. So remember I was saying it's like by traveling by land or by sea. And then for those like me who's not a big boat person, you would travel by air so you could look at the ocean. That's what it's like. New home, who dis? Family happiness, the wave of the future. She's literally waving her sword. This feels really powerful. Do you know what I'm going to also end with here? Sidebar. Do you accept, like Mission Impossible, do you accept? That choice is like godlike because you do have lots of choices here. But there's one, maybe one at a time or one area. Maybe it was a ladybug. Do you accept? And there's a choice in that. All right. I'm going to let you go. I hope this did serve, inspire, educate, or entertain. It has been my honor. I'll see you at 2 or 1 if you've chose other ones or if you've been watching them in order, or until next time entirely. So much love.